Hi there. It's been a while since my last video, and what can I say, life got in the way, but I'm back with literally one of the best globe Earth proofs I've ever seen. In the last few months, there have been a few long distance observations that were impossible on a globe, such as Miles Davis's Traprain Law photo and the Mount St Helens photo on the Baldycats channel. Both of these showed without doubt that the Earth cannot be flat. And I have another one. This one though is a little bit special, as it was posted by a flat earther who thought it was slam dunk evidence of a flat Earth. So get comfortable, grab your face palm protection, and let's get started. Recently I was pointed to the Rockets Push Off Air YouTube channel, where I found this video showing a photo taken of Mount Rainier from 193 miles away. After some questionable calculations to determine how much of the mountain we can see, our host concludes that there's an extra 1,000 feet of mountain visible, which shouldn't be seen if the Earth is a globe, conveniently forgetting about the 6,500 feet, which still cannot be seen. Add to that the complete omission of any possible atmospheric refraction effects, and the video seems to be a bit of a damp squib. But then I saw something interesting. Really interesting. Interesting even by journalism standards, and that's saying something. This is the line of sight of the photo. It was taken from Mount Brunswick, just here, at an elevation of 5,866 feet, and 193 miles from Rainier, which is 14,410 feet above sea level. 76 miles from Brunswick is Mount Erie, which is pointed out in the video here, followed by this statement, that you would see the whole thing, the whole of Rainier, if Mount Erie was not present. So what he's saying here is that if Erie wasn't in the way, you would see the base of Mount Rainier, and you'd see the whole of the mountain. So let's examine that a little further. First, let's see if we can determine if this is in fact Mount Erie. This is a screenshot from Google Earth, overlaid on the photo, and in fact there are at least two mountains visible here. This one here is Mount Erie, with an elevation of 1,273 feet and a distance of 76 miles from the observer. I'm going to concentrate on this one because this is the one that our host says is covering part of Mount Rainier. But the highest peak on the right here is Mount Constitution. That's an elevation of 2,407 feet and a distance of 58.3 miles from the observer. So that's useful as another waypoint in the observation. So comparing a shot of Rainier with a photograph, and just notice how much of Rainier is not visible in this photo. We're not really going to concentrate on that, but it's useful to see. We can estimate the point at which the highest point of Erie overlaps Rainier. So we'll drop a line down to the level of Mount Erie, and we can see that it hits Rainier just here. And that point, as measured on Google Earth, is 6,900 feet above sea level. We can do the same with Mount Constitution, dropping a line onto the peak, seeing where it hits the side of Rainier, and measuring that point on Google Earth, and that point was 7,500 feet. So if our flat Earth friend is correct, and Erie really is hiding some of Rainier, we should be able to draw that out and see just how much of it should be blocking. This diagram is to scale vertically with the object height above sea level. It's on a different scale horizontally so that we can fit the picture on the screen. On the left here is Mount Brunswick, and the top of that is the observation point at 5,866 feet. Over to the right is Rainier, over double the height, with the point at which Erie overlaps the mountain here at 6,900 feet. Down here is Mount Constitution, and down here is Mount Erie. You can probably see the problem here already. If we drop in a line of sight to those two peaks, we can see that an observer standing on the peak of Mount Brunswick would be looking across those peaks straight into the water or the land in front of Mount Rainier. There's just no way that those peaks could ever overlap with Rainier. It's completely impossible. But you know what? I can hear some flat earthers already complaining that this is not drawn to the correct scale. So I've done that too. So here in Adobe Illustrator, I've created a 2-scale version of the Earth. If we zoom into the top here, then we'll see some little diagrams. I've done 2 versions of this. One is on the globe Earth on a curve, and the one at the top is on a flat surface. So let's look at the globe Earth version first, and this is all drawn exactly to scale. So again, on the left here is Brunswick. The pink line represents our line of sight. So if we scroll across, you'll see that line of sight goes past Mount Constitution, goes past Mount Erie, just skimming the top, and eventually all the way over here it lands on Mount Rainier, around 2/3 of the way up, bearing in mind that around half of this mountain would be hidden by the curve of the Earth. Now if we go up to the flat Earth model, we can see how that works on a flat plane. So again, here is Brunswick and here is the line of sight. If you were looking from there down at Mount Constitution, just brushing the top, it would also brush the top of Mount Erie, although notice that in the photograph those are 2 different heights. That already doesn't work. But further along, that line of sight crashes into the ground here at about 100 miles out. And you can see, if I zoom out, just how far that is from Rainier, which is all the way over here. So looking straight past the peaks of those mountains, your line of sight ends there, not over here. Now I can also hear some other flat earthers saying,
this orthographic view doesn't truly represent what the observer sees. It's just ignoring perspective.
Thank you, Fouquet, or Gigantor as you know these days. Now this orthographic view absolutely does factor in perspective when it comes to calculating angular heights and the angular sizes of objects, as I've already shown in a previous video. But just for you, here's a perspective view using Walter Bisland's Flat Earth and Globe Earth calculator, using all the data given in the video. A link to this calculator is in the description. It's really cool. Give it a go. So when we plug in the data, this is what we see as a prediction for a globe Earth of a 8,000 mile diameter, with the observation height and the heights of the 2 mountains plugged in. So this is Rainier in the background there, and the height of Mount Constitution there on the right hand side. And we can see that it overlaps Rainier quite nicely. When we do the same simulation for a flat Earth, that's what we get. As we saw on the side-on view, your line of sight past the peak of that smaller mountain hits the ground way, way, way before you ever get to Rainier. And just as a reminder, there's our photo again. I'll invite you to look at the 2 predictions, globe and flat, and decide for yourselves which one matches the observation of reality more closely. So there you go. This photo is literally impossible on a flat Earth. It simply cannot happen. So for anyone watching this, I'd love you to share this with the likes of Riley, Ranty, Jeranism, Globebusters, and anyone else who likes looking at these long distance observations. I'd love to see how they can show this working on a flat Earth, because try as I might, I can't. This photo in one fell swoop kills flat Earth dead. Thank you for watching, and if you got this far and like what I'm doing, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notified the next time I upload. I'll try not to leave it so long next time. Take care, and I'll see you soon.